Hi, I'm Afia Yana and welcome to your Rise and Shine yoga practice. Today's practice is yoga for balance. Let's get into the flow. Stand at the top of your mat. The only thing you need is you, boo. So rotate the shoulders up and down and back. Inhale, reaching up above the head. And swan dive forward. We're going to hang out in a forward fold here for a minute. Shift the weight forward in your heels, but ground in the back of your heels, and just let your head hang nice and loose. Shake your head back and forth. Yes, please. No, thank you. Just getting some mobility in the neck. You could even bend your knees here. Imagine your weight is back in your heels as if you're sitting into a chair. Great. Inhale, fly the hands up the front side of the legs to flat back. Breathe, draw the shoulders up, down, and back towards the tailbone. And then exhale, release, flow over the front of the legs. Drawing the right leg back, you can place the right knee on the ground. And then draw the hands up above the head, squaring off the front hips. If that's too much for your knee, you can put a little towel or fold your mat over under your knee. Draw the hands above the head, reaching up, and then lean towards the left side, feeling that stretch while you're simultaneously pushing into both the heel of the left foot and the right knee. And then draw back up to the center and bend hips to the left, hands right. Nice side stretch here, but still zipping up through the middle of the legs. Hands back to the center and draw the hands down to frame the front foot. Tuck right toe under, lifting the left foot up into the air. You can give the left back foot some circles here, and in the opposite direction, pushing into the hands. Beautiful. And then drawing the left foot down into downward dog. Press back. Breathe into your beautiful heart. Make sure you're nice and loose through the shoulders here. So as we're coming into this practice of balance, sometimes balance is finding the balance between ease and efforting. So I really encourage you in today's practice to get comfortable with finding places that you might be gripping and really just add some breath into that part of your body. One more deep breath here, rotate the shoulders down and back. Or even maybe the balance is, maybe you just find you're hanging out and not putting enough effort into maybe your hands or making sure the energy is going all the way through the feet. So just really finding what that balance is for you in today's practice of where you are in your body, because every day it's a different journey. Okay, beautiful. And then releasing, drawing forward into a plank. You might even drop your knees to the ground here. Take one deep breath into the center of your chest. Beautiful. Press through the hands, nice and strong. Loose through the neck though, still looking down at the mat. You don't want to damage your neck here or hold too much tension. Drawing the belly button back towards the spine. And now drop your knees if they're not down already. The belly bows down towards the floor. The chest comes down to the floor. Nice. Squeeze the shoulder blades on the back side of the body. And then press it like a little snake. The body comes together onto the floor. Draw the heels together. Shoulders back. And a little Bhujangasana, lifting the hands up off of the floor. Really long through the back of the neck. Look down at your mat here. Nice. And then exhale the forward, forehead down. Press into tops of the feet, the hands. Coming back to downward dog. Draw that right leg up into the air. And step it all the way forward again. Draw the left leg to meet the right, bending the knees here, and slowly rolling or standing up, hands above the head, grounding into the back of the feet, the heels, and then draw the hands back to the heart center. Close the eyes for a second here, and maybe notice the difference between the right and the left side of the body, or even just how you feel right now. If you're feeling a little crunchy, if you're feeling centered, or if you're feeling like, let's get this show on the road. All right, let's keep moving. Inhale the arms up above the head. Exhale, slowly swan dive forward. Bend the knees here. Inhale, slide the legs up the leg, the hands up the leg to flat back. Spreading the hips wide here. Head parallel toward the ground. Exhale, swan diving forward. Release the palms onto the ground. Left leg comes back. We're going to come up into high lunge here. Inhale. The arms above the head. You can drop the knees onto the floor here, as we did on the last side. Beautiful. And then if you haven't dropped the knee, drop the knee already. And inhale the arms up above the head, interlacing the fingers above the head, and press left hip out, hands to the right side. Nice side stretch here. Try to squeeze the sides of the head with the shoulders down, but squeezing the forearms towards the ears. Back to the center, and then body, head above the heart, heart over pelvis, right hips to the right side, hands to the left side. Again, breathe into your chest here. Try to even out the weight between your feet and your knees. Keeping the weight in the center of the body, finding that balance as you are stretching over to the left side. And then on the exhale, deep into the chest, come back to the center. Bring the hands down to frame the right foot. We'll lift that right foot up into the air. Pointing the right toe, then flexing the right toe. Point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. Squaring off the hands here. Beautiful. And then drawing your right foot forward and down into downward dog. Breathe into the belly, breathe into the chest. Then shifting the weight forward to plank. Breathe nice and tall. Breathe into the back of your heart. You might even find your balance by coming up onto your toes here. In this pose, shifting the weight slightly forward. And then draw the knees down to the ground. Squeeze elbows with the side body. And chest comes down to the ground. Chin comes down to the ground. Tailbone arches up. And push yourself slowly forward. Belly comes onto the ground. Pelvis, toes together, ankles together. And then starting this slight back bend, lifting the body, upper body off the floor, hands come off the floor. Loose through the neck, make sure you're not gripping. You're looking down towards the floor here, beautiful. Elongated through the spine. Fantastic. Tuck the toes under. Press back up to downward dog. Feet hip width distance apart. And then draw your left leg up into the air. Beautiful. Drawing it forward, up. Right foot comes to meet the left. Bending, releasing the lower back. You might even sway. Grab a hold of the elbow, sway from the right side of the body to the left side of the body. Let your head be nice and loose, yet strong. Weighting the head and the upper body down while grounding through the tailbone here. And when you're ready, unhinging the hands, slowly rolling up or coming back up to standing at the top of your mat. Hands above the head, ground into the feet, pull up on the tailbone. If you're feeling a little lightheaded, and exhale, hands back to heart center. Beautiful. We're going to take that a little bit faster in the flow this time. Inhale the arms up, but still relaxing and breathing, exhaling forward, hinging at the hips. Slide arms up the leg to flat back, long through the spine, long through the top of the head. Exhale, both hands frame the front foot, right foot comes back. This time, coming up into high lunge, inhale the arms above the head. Bending to the left side, right hips to the right. Finding that balance, squeeze through the midline of the legs here to feel supported while you're on the back toes. And then inhale to the center. Hips to the left, arms right. Drawing those shoulders back to squeeze the ears. Imagine that you're squeezing the legs together to support you here through the core. Inhale back to the center. Beautiful. Exhaling the fingertips down. Left leg comes back up in the air. And this time we'll take hip circles. So drawing the left knee around and just lubricating the hip joint here. In one direction, feels really good through the lower back. And then in the other direction, balancing by grounding into the right heel. Beautiful. Extend the left leg out back behind you. Nice and long. Pressing into imaginary wall behind you. And then this time, drawing the knee towards the nose. And then we'll come back again. Left leg up into the air. And one-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose. Left leg back up into the air. One-legged dog. And one more, knee to nose. Squeeze, this time drawing the left foot forward in whatever way you can. Gentle with yourself and yet strong. Windmilling the right heel down into the air, into the foot. And the right, here we go. The right foot down onto the floor. And the arms come up into the air, there we go. And coming into warrior two. Extending, looking over your front hand. Beautiful, shoulders down and back. Bend in that left front knee, 45-degree angle. Arms up above the head, up to Trikonasana, straighten the front leg. You might look up towards your hands, and then exhale, bending the front knee, back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten left leg, arms above the head. Exhale, open, bending front knee. Arms come down to warrior two on the exhale. Inhale up, straightening left leg. Take the full inhale to reach above your head and exhale. Left arm comes down parallel to that left thigh. Then windmill the left hand down, the right hand comes down to frame it. Left leg comes back to plank. Beautiful, knees to the ground. Strong through the arms, pressing into all four corners of the hand as the belly comes down. Squeeze the elbows together. Inchworm your beautiful chest onto the floor. Gluing the pelvis to the ground, heels and toes together. Lifting long through the back of the neck. Hands come off the ground into Bhujangasana. Baby Cobra. Take a deep breath here into your back. Squeeze your elbows down towards your tailbone. Really long through the arms and the fingers. A little mini back bend here. Inhale back through the back of the neck and then drop the hands down to the ground. Firm through the palms, tuck your toes under. Yes. And bend your knees, coming back to downward dog. Gentle through the body. Strong and yet with ease. Fantastic. Bending your knees, stepping, walking, or jumping to the top of your mat, folding forward here. And then slowly coming to standing, rolling, rising, grounding through the heels. Hands above the head, looking towards the fingertips, maybe in a slight back bend. Hands back to heart center. in. Solid, focused Anjali Mudra. Beautiful. Inhale, breathe into your proud chest, rising the arms, greeting the day, arms above the head. Exhale, hinge at the hips here. Nice. Flat back. Hands rolling up the legs. Strong like a table through the back. Neck elongated here. Exhale, hands come down to the floor, bending the knees, and then bringing the left foot back. Coming onto your toes here. Even see if you can elongate your line of the body here by pulling that left toes might come another few inches back behind you. 45-degree in the front knee, and then inhale the arms up, squeeze the knees together, imagining that you are strong through the core, and actually strong through the core because you're coming up, your arms are above your head and supporting you. So interlace your fingers here, hips to the left, arms to the right. Ooh, but that squeeze that we just engaged through the core is what's stabilizing you through. So if you're shaking here, that's a beautiful sign. You're releasing any toxins on these side stretches. Back to the center, to neutral, firm through both heels. Try to bring your weight to the center of your body, hips to the right, hands left. Beautiful. Notice what's happening with your breath. Hands back to the center. So strong through your body. Bringing the hands down to the ground here. And then inhale, windmilling open to warrior two. Right knee bent, fingertip gaze over the middle finger here. Shoulders up and down and back. Tuck the little lower ribs in. Strong through the belly button. Beautiful gaze, strong gaze over that front right middle finger. Inhale the arms up above the head. Straighten the front knee to Trikonasana. And then open the leg, bend right knee, right arm comes forward. Proud through the chest, shoulders back and down. Exhale, straightening right knee, arms above the head, perhaps gazing up to your fingertips. Exhale. Open warrior two, strong like warrior, strong like bull. And inhale the arms up above the head again. Straighten the front leg. Up into the chest. Exhale. Open the arms this time, windmilling the right hand down. Left comes to meet the right. Right foot and hip shift forward. Right foot comes back to plank, nice and tall through the body. You can draw the knees down if that feels comfortable for you. Otherwise, make sure you're loose through the neck, long through the spine, balancing the weight on the hands and the toes. Strong body between heaven and earth. Knees down to the ground. Tuck that tailbone back and belly down to the ground, chest down to the ground. Inchworm yourself forward as you squeeze the heels, knees, toes, pelvis goes on the ground. Rotating the shoulders up and down and back. That energy as it comes into the shoulders, lifting the hands off the floor. Fantastic. Maybe even making a little sound for the kidneys. Breathing as the elbows move back towards the kidney, inhaling into your chest. One more sound as the hands are off of the floor. Gaze down towards the floor. And then tuck the toes under. Coming up into plank. Bending the knees, back to downward dog. And release out the mouth and downward dog here. We're going to hang out for 3 breaths. So seeing if you can shift your weight back into your heels, maybe even slightly pigeon toeing here. Shoulders wide apart, opening the heart down towards the floor, but drawing the arms apart from each other. So you could even imagine that your weight is even between that hand and the feet. As you push the mat apart, you're even pushing the mat apart, and the elbows draw back towards the midline of the body. Opening the chest here with this beautiful breath, full breath in the body. You're doing great. Bend the knees, step, walk, or jump up to the front of your mat. Inhale up to flat back. Exhale, release over the front body. Grounded through the feet as you root to rise. Inhale the arms above the head. Hands to heart center. Open the leg up to the left. Beautiful. How are you feeling? Good, right? Just notice being balanced with even what you're saying to yourself. Whether that was challenging, easy, the mind and all of its fluctuations, coming back to the breath here. So we'll inhale the arms above the head. Exhaling the hands to heart center, bending the knees. And try to have the toes in a line with the knees here. Make sure the knees don't come over the toes as you bend. You could even lift your toes up off of the ground. Inhale the arms up. Straighten the legs. Exhale, this time arms out to cactus. Bending the toes out to the corners of your mat. This time heels towards the center line. And we'll come into goddess pose. Heels out. Wide through the hips. Cactus arms. Weight back in the heels here. 3 breaths, inhale. Arms up, but keep the legs bent. Exhale the arms to the side. Inhale the arms up. Legs out to the side. Ooh, if you're starting to feel the burn in the thighs, that's beautiful. Inhale the arms up, you're getting stronger. Exhale, arms to the side. Cactus arms. Squeeze up through the middle of your belly. Straighten the legs very slowly. Arms up. Exhale the arms wide. Bring the hands back behind the hips to support you. Draw the elbows behind the body. And we'll hinge forward from the hips here into a slight tabletop here. Wide-legged. Forward fold. Taking your time as you come down. And then when the weight of the head shifts forward, then drawing the hands down, perhaps in front of your head. The arms could be forward if that feels good for you. Or if you are familiar with a more traditional version of this pose, hands could come back in alignment with the heels. Today I'm doing this with the hands out in front of me, rotating the shoulders up and around in circles, the fingertips forward, just to get a little extension and length through the spine. So rotating the shoulders up and down and back wherever you are. If your hands are in front, walking the right hand over towards the right side of the foot, you can place the left heel of the hands on top of the back of the right hand. Side body stretch here. Walking the hands back to the center. And then left hand comes towards left toe. Right hand comes on top of right. Right hand comes on top of left, excuse me. Hands breathing into the elbows, breathing into underarm. Side stretch here. So we're doing some side stretching actions to be familiar with the supportive muscles in the side of the body that will help us as we move into some more balancing poses. And moving the hands to the center. If they're not all the way back towards the heels, walking the hands back towards the heel, pressing into the floor with the fingertips, come up onto your fingertips into flat back. We'll take 3 stabilizing breaths here. So this time, grounding into the feet, pressing into the big toe mound, press into the fingertips or the floor, long through the spine as the head is parallel, looking down at the floor. And here, tuck your tailbone under while you shift your pelvis forward, belly button towards spine, hands to the back of the hip, and then slowly standing up, taking 3, 2, 1, to come back to standing in equilibrium. So the more that you pull up on your tailbone, or even if you're familiar with your Kegel or Mula Bandha here, this will support you so you feel less lightheaded as you come to standing. Beautiful. Inhale the arms above the head. Hands to heart center. Step, jump, or hop the legs together in the middle of your surface you're standing on. And then drawing the right toe up, you can either bring right heel up to the center of the calf, or maybe leave the big toe on the floor as you familiarize your balance here, grounding into the left foot as you draw that right foot to the calf, center of the right thigh. You could open right knee out, hands in front of the heart here. And if this seems a lot for you, keep one hand on the wall. You can practice with one hand on the wall and coming into this tree pose, a version of Vrikshasana. So balance in the belly, nice and tall, drawing your leaves of your tree up towards the center line of the body, flowering your lotus above your head, belly button towards spine, nice and tall. This is one of the best poses you could do, especially as the body's aging. It's so important that we have equilibrium and that we are familiar with where the body is in space. So grounding into that left heel as the hands rise towards the sky. Breathe. Notice your tree may sway around. It might feel more planted or rooted today. And of course, finding one spot in front of you to balance the eyes. Focus and balance the gaze. Arms out to the side. Long T arms. And then as the arms draw down, the right foot slides down the right leg. Woo! Feel that burn in the left thigh. Give it a shake out. Let go whatever happened on that side. Noticing, closing the eyes for a second, the difference between the right and the left leg. Yes, that left thigh is strong. And then grounding into your right heel. Draw the left toes up, or maybe just the left heel up. Square off your hips here. Breathe into the front of your heart. Beautiful. And then lifting, perhaps you just plant the left heel into the calf. That's cool. That's a beautiful, beautiful version of the tree here. If you're feeling like you want to take this tree up, drawing the left heel up the thigh, or maybe all the way up to above the thigh. Most importantly, never placing the heel on the knee. As you push right thigh into left heel, hands in front of the heart. Breathe into the center of your chest. Gluing pinky finger, thumb together, opening the fingers into a lotus blossom. If you're ready to fly your tree, inhale, grounding into the roots simultaneously as the arms squeeze and rise above the head. And then notice, are you squeezing the sides of your ear? Can you create some space in the neck, long neck, throughout the stem or the root of your tree? Beautiful. Opening the arms out to the side to a T position, T for tree, drawing the leg down, the calf, knee comes forward, arms come down, hands to heart. Beautiful here. That's fantastic. Inhale the arms above the head. And whatever way feels good for you. Bending forward. Bringing yourself down to the ground. Ooh, some cracks in the ankles there. We'll then finish with some twisting poses. So bringing the right knee over the left thigh in the ground. Excuse me. You could, even if this is too much for your hips, you could leave the left leg straight forward. Most importantly, squaring off the hips here. And then drawing the right arm up into the air, bring it down behind you, grabbing a hold of the left thigh, calf if that's comfortable, or if you want to hook the inside of the left elbow in on the outside of the right thigh, that's great. Initiating the slight twist from the base of the spine, then the middle, then up into the shoulders, and then perhaps looking behind you. Belly button to spine, nice and supported. You are supported by the breath here. You're supported by the ground as both hips are in the ground. And just feel the support of your strong spine. You're supported by this practice, by taking this time for yourself. So drawing the head back to the center line of the body, crossing the right leg over the left. And if you want to, you can bend the right knee onto the floor, crisscross the left knee over the top, nice and tall through the spine. If that's too much for you, leave that right foot pressing towards the screen, pressing forward. Inhaling the right arm up into the air as the left hand comes behind you. Nice and tall through the spine. So don't let yourself hunch. Tall, fingertips rising up, and then grabbing a hold of the right shin, thigh, or hooking right elbow inside of left arm. Or right elbow inside the outside of the left thigh. More accurately, belly button begins to initiate twist. Center of the chest flies around, lasts ahead. May look over the left shoulder. Grounding tall through the spine here, pressing into that left back arm to press you up. You could even draw the left arm a little closer to the bottom base of the spine so you're nice and tall. Beautiful. And looking back towards the midline of the body, unfurling the arms, drawing the leg out in front of you. Lift your gifts out of the way so that you're grounded into both sit bones. And we'll end the practice today with a gentle forward fold. So if it's comfortable for you, shifting the weight forward in the hips here, you can bend the knees, micro bend in the knees, and drawing head, heart down towards the floor, spidering the fingertips forward. Strong breath into the belly as you massage the abdominal organs here. In your newly aligned state of balance and equilibrium, see what you can let go of here. Maybe a little nagging thought or worry. Maybe even just a deep sigh or exhale out the mouth. And then draw in a new thought, a new breath. And we'll come back to that balancing thought of I am supported by the breath as it massages the abdomen here in the forward fold. This forward fold, a really good way to seal in the benefits of your practice. Your short yet mighty practice today. And then gently walking the hands back up, pressing in, palms into the side of the ground, next to the side of the hips, palms pressing into the ground. From a slight side angle here so you can see. And then just rotate shoulders up and down and back. Both palms pressing evenly into the ground, tall through the spine. Close the eyes here. We'll end in this. Grounding the heels into the ground. The knees can be bent. Make sure toes up towards the sky, knee towards the sky. Breathing into the belly, pressing the heels of the hands into the floor as you're elongating the spine here. Getting a few more inches in your vertebrae, a little traction in the spine as the heels of the hands press into the ground. Then releasing the hands back to heart center, bending the knees, and ending with a Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. Inhale the chin up towards the sky. Exhale, chin down towards chest. Breathing into the back of your neck. Ooh. I've been doing a teacher training this week, teaching, and my body is feeling it all. So just thankful for this practice, thankful for this time together to be in our highest state of being as we give some energy, supportive energy to the body in these balancing poses to find that same balance and equilibrium within the mind. So thankful for this practice that is here to guide and support us. Chin to chest, bowing to the center of your heart. Namaste and Ashe, and thanks for joining.